We began a series on changing the way that you think will radically change the way that you live. And Einstein said insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And yet, when we start off a new year, so often we continue to repeat what we've done last year. And if you continue to repeat what you've done last year, you're going to get the same results. There is a biblical principle, doctrine, if you will, called repentance. The word for repentance comes from two Greek words, and it simply means change a thought. I like to say that repentance is a radical change in thinking, because nothing is going to change in our life if we continue to think the same. Actually, when there is a radical change in our thinking, that affects the way that we see things. And when we change the way that we see, the things we see change. The Apostle Paul writes in 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5, and he talks about casting down all vain imaginations and bringing every thought into the captivity of Christ. What's interesting is today, neurologists tells us that we think around 50,000 thoughts per day. But they also tell us that the majority of those thoughts are the same ones. So whatever it is that we're thinking, we're manifesting. Proverbs says, so a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So it's this repetitive thinking, good or bad, because of their positive thoughts. If we're following the principle in Philippians, think on these things that Paul writes about, then we're manifesting these things in our life. But if our thought process is that of doubt, unbelief, negative, criticalness, then that's also what we're manifesting in our life. God has given us the power and the ability to change the way that we think. That's why Paul writes in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So we need to make it a priority this new year to renew our mind with covenant promises of God that will radically change the way that we think and create the reality that God has ordained for us to live in, to prosper in, to live and move and have our being in Him.